Well, students, today we are going to take up a very important and popular topic, namely sustainable development related to your subject sociology. Let us pay attention to the same. It goes without saying that today the entire world is facing many serious challenging problems due to environmental deterioration in terms of climate change, excessive pollution, loss of biodiversity, soil erosion and degradation, scarcity or almost depletion of natural resources. At this juncture, the idea of what we call sustainable development has drawn the global attention to combat with these unabated problems. Here, let us be crystal clear about the meaning or concept of sustainable development. This term implies the development that can be sustained. In other words, the development that can be kept ongoing or continuous. Then, how to ensure the continuity of such type of development? The only answer is by preserving and conserving the resources that are utilized for the development. Now, let us keep in mind the three important principles constituting the three pillars which support the sustainable development. These are economic sustainability, societal sustainability, and environmental sustainability. It is these three pillars that bring out the three main objectives of sustainable development set forth as: number one, economic growth, that is to say, to build a strong, competitive and self-reliant economy. Number two, environmental protection in terms of making judicious use of natural resources, conserving the biodiversity and minimizing the generation of the waste and pollutants at the most. Third, social growth, meaning thereby to raise strong, vibrant and healthy communities by making the need-based facilities or services accessible to them. Thus, needless to say, the sustainable development is apt to lead the present as well as the future towards the more and more healthy and prosperous life. It is worthwhile to refer to the following definitions that markedly outline the concept of sustainable development we have discussed right now. According to World Business Council on Sustainable Development, sustainable development involves the simultaneous pursuit of economic prosperity, environmental quality, and social equity. The International Union for Conservation of Nature states, sustainable development means improving the quality of human life while living within the carrying capacity of supporting ecosystems. It is to be noted that the concept of sustainable development was introduced in the early 1980s in order to reconcile the conservation and developmental objectives. Further, this concept was made more functional through United Nations Millennium Development Goals (MDGs) set in the year 2000 to be realized by the year 2015. Still more, the United Nations moved ahead to design a framework of 17 Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) in the year 2015, intended to be achieved by the year 2030, called 2030 Agenda, to make this sustainable development much more globally mandatory and effective. The Sustainable Development Goals may be quoted as no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, and so on. Now, let me turn to the need and importance of sustainable development to conclude my talks. It makes people learn how to use properly the means and resources for maximum benefit with minimum loss or wastage. It brings about the positive changes in people's knowledge, attitude, and generates skills to conserve the environment and promote its quality. It warns about the alarming global growth of population which may cause the detrimental effect to the environment. It lays emphasis on providing basic human needs and works significantly in areas of quality education, health and sanitation, balancing gender equality, agriculture, tourism, etc. It talks about increased funding for environmental development with public participation and sets limits for the developmental work. It strives for pollution control and triggers the responsibility to make rational attempts for consumption and production. Last but not least, it boosts the economic and social development while conserving the valuable natural resources and rich biodiversity for the well-being of both the present and future generations. At last, I would like to ask you to come forward with any question regarding this current video lecture that, of course, will be responded properly. Thank you.